everyone, Tim, Adam, and Sam here, and welcome to Flipper Flicks. Today's episode is brought to you by DB.
DB is a Scandinavian brand that makes backpacks and bags to help people on the move stay ready for anything.
From the streets to the peaks, DB's gear is travel tested by some of the world's best athletes, adventurers, and creators.
Over the past decade, DB has designed and developed the best bags in the market.
With DB's patented hookup system, you are able to attach smaller products to your backpack, roller, or tote.
One thing's for sure, you have to have the right luggage for the job. It's no fun towing your belongings down a cobblestone street.
Yeah, we don't want you breaking your wheels out there. So we're teaming up with DB to exclusively offer our listeners 10% off your next purchase by using the code POD10. Or you can simply go to the link in our show notes.
DB, it's time to move on. Time to get going. We hope you enjoy this episode.
Cue the singing giraffes!
Hey everybody, welcome back to Flipper Flicks. So, Tim and Adam, did you know that the girl eaten by the shark in Jaws had dandruff? Her head and shoulders washed up on the beach.
No, I don't want to laugh at you.
Well, you know, it just ties into our last episode, too. It was too
you
perfect.
had a really good transition there. I liked it.
Yeah, thanks.
Because we went with, like, the Savannah accent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And,
Evolution, which made no sense.
yeah. We went with the Savannah drawl.
This one actually made sense, though.
It did.
Oh, man.
What?
Just forever with the southern accent.
Keep going.
Yeah.
I guess. I'm Tim.
Howdy,
Hi,
Tim.
And I'm here to speak to you about our Lord and Savior social media. We are on the social platforms.
Oh my God. You broke me.
We have Instagram and Twitter, at FlipperFlix. If you want to catch up, keep up, let us know how we're doing, sorts of stuff. You know, follow us, get little tidbits on what we're doing, what's going on in the week, episodes, specials, and memes, what have you. You can find us on Anchor, Spotify, Apple, and several other platforms. We do have a website, flipperflix.wixsite.com/home, and we like to post our episodes every Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sometimes we have bonus episodes, which, again, social media. You can follow us and find out when those are dropping, when they're coming from. We also have a Season 2 coming up. A Season 2. So we're basically like revamping. And we got some new spinny spinners coming around for you. And I don't really know what I'm supposed to say about it.
Sam's trying not to laugh right now.
I was waiting for her to like break.
She looks like she's about to pee herself.
So, yeah.
Yeah, the spinner is going to be a seasonal spinner, so we kind of get a better spread out rather than $16 off his busts.
Mm-hmm.
On the spinner.
On the spinner. Well, I already picked my 7.
Mm-hmm.
He picked without telling us.
Yeah, 4 of them are box office busts.
Oh,
I knew
it.
No, I don't know if I put any. But I wasn't going to show you guys my picks, and then we can all be surprised together.
You didn't
Well,
want to
yeah.
bias us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going to try and do like 25, 26 episodes in a season. That's not including bonus episodes.
Right.
Bonus!
Woo!
And then, in doing that, what are we doing, Tim? Oh, right. We're trying to actually make a site without the word Wix site.
Who needs that?
Right? We're trying to make our lives easier.
We're a
and your
low-budget
lives.
operation.
Yeah. Yeah, so you guys can recommend movies there and recommend movies on Instagram and Twitter, too. Why not?
Yeah,
Fuck
just
it.
send us a little message.
A messagey message?
Mm-hmm.
Sam will respond and be like, boom, added. And Tim and I will be in the background giving you thumbs up.
Yeah.
Because we're going to have at least 2 recommendations each season. So that's 4 a year.
So we need at least 4 people a year.
Yeah, to recommend us movies.
You guys can do it. I believe in you.
We have faith. And you can review us, right?
Yeah.
Like on Apple.
Yeah.
But cool.
All right.
On with the show.
Cool. All right.
Well, howdy, y'all. My name's Adam. I'm here to tell you about our Thanks I Hated episode. And, you know, the movie I picked, it was Jaws the Revenge, or as some call it, Jaws 4, Part 4. Part 4. I'm a little surprised because I've not heard of this one. I've only heard of up to Jaws 3D. And I heard that one's real terrible too. But, I decided to skip 2, skip 3, just jump to 4. Now, the synopsis for this film is, this fourth and final installment finds Chief Brody's widow and their marine biologist son the intentional targets of a great white in the Bahamas. Now, all of that sounds ludicrous to me, but should I go on and get on my expectations, y'all?
Yeah.
Sure.
Sam, I'll stop. You're dying inside, I can tell.
I was dying inside, but I was going to let you go as long as you wanted to go.
No, so I picked this film, Jaws: The Revenge, because I was looking for a movie that wasn't just I was going to say absolute trash, but more on that later. I don't know. I was a fan of Jaws. I know Sam was too. Tim, I'm going to assume you are because you love sharks. He's a horse now.
I know.
Shit.
He turned into a horse.
Yeah, so I was interested in... I heard Jaws 2 is okay. Jaws 3D is terrible, and then I actually didn't know there was a fourth one. The fourth and final installment. Mm-hmm. So I kind of picked it because I heard it was bad.
Nice.
How about you, Tim? What were your expectations for this film?
Yeah, so I've seen them all, and I would agree that the first one obviously is amazing. The second one's not bad. The third one's complete and utter hot garbage. And this one, I didn't remember at all, and I didn't think I'd seen any of it. But the first, intro I had seen, apparently. But other than that, I hadn't seen it.
You turned it off after the intro.
I must have. So, that or I just struck it from my memory. I don't know. But, yeah, I mean, it's Jaws. I didn't expect much out of this one, knowing the third one. I don't know. I figured it was just going to make me want to watch the first one again, because that one's so good. So I had very low expectations going into this.
Okay, how about you, Sam?
I really like Jaws. Although, I will say, I love Jaws. So I shouldn't say I really like Jaws. I love Jaws. But I'm not, one of those people that watch it all the time. So, as I was rewatching this one, I was like, huh. But anywho, I really like the first one. And it's a classic. And I feel like I saw the second one. And I was like, it's okay. You know what I mean? I feel like it was it makes you want to watch the first one, but it wasn't terrible. And then I didn't know there was Jaws 3D that we had the option of, Adam. What the hell, man?
That's next season.
And I didn't know there was Jaws 4. That's just ridiculous.
Asinine.
Why so many Jaws? The first one's a classic. Why do people have to beat it, into the ground until it's dead and shit? And so I was not excited to watch it. However, I was hoping that it, might surprise me and end up being at least okay. So, yeah. I was more on, do we want to just start talking about it?
Yeah, we
Guess
can.
so.
Yeah, well, we start, and this guy has, what looks like a relationship with his mother.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. To me, they looked like a couple at first, and then I realized that they were. I knew they weren't, but I was like...
Right, yeah, it kind of had that weird feel to it.
Yeah,
A little too close for comfort.
a little too close for comfort, because she mouth kisses them, and I'm not a mouth kisser with my parents,
Yeah,
but she's a mouth kisser.
Offended.
It's a whole running joke with Tom Brady, because
Is he a
apparently
mouth kisser?
he with his kids.
He's just gotta, pass on the bloodline.
No. He's
Extra.
absorbing their fucking energy.
Or that, yeah.
There's yeah.
Well,
Anyways,
Tom Brady is a necessity, clearly.
yeah.
So.
Anyways, yeah, they had that weird relationship, and then the guy's a deputy. Sean was a deputy.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
We start right off the bat, with this guy in the sheriff's department, and then you see the fucking sheriff from the first movie.
Yeah.
This blown up
picture. It
picture.
was a huge picture.
It's
Yeah,
not- it's
well,
not
they
a
had to
normal
remember
portrait.
him. It was yeah. But it was funny how, the size of it and everything, and
Yeah.
it's just kind of I...
It's you got one of those big fat heads or whatever they're called, and
Yeah.
you put it on the wall.
Yeah.
That's what you went for.
It was his dad.
Yeah, it's dad.
So
Staring
you want
at
a
him
fat
all the
head
time.
of your dad on the wall? Is that what
No,
you're
I
saying?
do not. Sorry, Dad.
Ooh. No, it was entirely too large and in charge, especially if you're like the offspring of said Monstro Man, because then you
Right?
feel like you have to like, I don't know, mind
He's always
all your
watching
P's
you.
and Q's. Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot to bring this up. I skipped my first note. At the beginning, it talks about who the composer is,
Oh yeah.
and I don't remember his name. But then it's like theme by John Williams.
Yeah.
Like, I just want you guys to know that this guy composed everything, but the noise that you're gonna remember.
Yeah, exactly.
So what about that theme song though, kicking in hard at the beginning? Like that got me going. I was like, all right, sweet. But then I was like, I gotta remember what I'm watching.
Yeah, exactly.
Adam picked this because it's bad, and I've heard 3 was really bad.
Mm-hmm.
And then, as a side note, I was excited to see that it was in Christmas time because I knew Sam was going to be pissed about that.
Oh my God, there
Yeah.
was so much Christmas.
There
Like,
really was.
so much.
I did not expect that at all.
I know.
I didn't either.
I was like, well, like, sometimes it'll be like at Christmas time and it's like a backdrop and it's really like 1 or 2 scenes.
No.
But this was like the full first, like, I don't know, 30 minutes was Christmas.
I don't know. The whole movie felt like 6 hours.
Oh my
It
God.
did.
But, yeah, they're like smacking in the face with Christmas. Like, guy's dying. They're singing
They're
Christmas
just
carols.
caroling.
Yeah. And like that scene, that's basically where they lost me, but where I had the most hype, where I was like, all right, the shark's finally coming. We're going to see the first shark
Shark's
attack.
finally coming. It was like 3 minutes in.
I know, but I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, okay, this is where they prove whether or not it's worthy of the first film, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just totally murked
I mean,
it.
it's the same animatronic shark,
It is.
Yeah, but it just,
which I can't remember her name, but
it don't feel
Are you
right.
talking about... Oh, you're talking about the shark. Fuck, I forget it too.
yeah.
She has a specific name.
Not Roberta, that's a T-Rex.
Yeah, Roberta is the T-Rex in Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
When was this one made?
1987.
Yep.
When was the first one?
1975.
1975.
Okay, because I was like, I don't remember the first animatronic. Like, the animatronic looking shitty in the first one.
Mostly because he was on screen for 6 minutes.
Probably.
Yeah, they did a really good job with it. That's why. This one
Yeah.
was on screen a lot.
Way too much.
And it was just way too obvious of what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, it's the Alien and Jaws. They're from the same, like, wheelhouse.
Mm-hmm.
You barely show the monster.
Yeah.
Because that in itself, or however you say that, is building suspense.
Exactly.
Right.
Well, and I feel like we've talked about this before, but those are almost better movies to me because if you leave me to my imagination, I'm going to be freaking out. You know what I mean? So it's almost like a letdown when they finally show it
Right.
versus like hitting you over the head with this sock puppet Jaws.
Yeah, and you could say that Sean was killed by a Yule log.
God.
Sorry, I went there. Because there's so much Christmas.
Yeah.
Now, is this a Christmas movie?
I would say so with how much. Like, holy hell.
But it's only the first 15 minutes. 15,
No,
30
it's
minutes.
throughout the film.
It's a lot.
Well, they have New Year's Eve and everything.
Right, but I mean, like, it's a lot. Like, I feel like that was one thing I kept noticing. And I was like, stop it. I don't know.
I'd prefer to not. Yeah.
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 Anywho, so the Christmas was overwhelming.
Yeah.
It was overwhelming.
It just felt weird. I don't know, like, not out of place necessarily, just like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I can't explain it. It just felt really strange to me.
It felt forced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I want to believe that Jaws 2 is set during Halloween, and then Jaws 3D is during Thanksgiving,
Ooh, shit.
because the first one's July 4th.
Yeah.
And it is a July 4th movie, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, you want to see people mauled by sharks in the summer. Isn't that
Yeah.
when Shark Week is? In the summer?
Yeah, and
think so.
every, like, shark movie after that is about summer.
Yeah.
But that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Come on,
Who's
man.
swimming in the winter? But, I mean, I don't know. You could make a movie about that, I guess. But
I mean, they're in the Bahamas. They can swim
Right,
year-round.
they can go
Why does it have to
year-round.
be Christmas?
But again, like you were saying, it's too warm for shark, like the great white and stuff, right? So it's like
Yeah, in the Bahamas. it
I was
would've been too-
actually trying to consider like what sharks live in the Bahamas. I didn't look that up. I need to look that up.
I'm not sure, but like, so we lived in Tampa forever, right? Like you would see nurse sharks in the Gulf, but Nothing big and scary.
Right.
That water's bathwater in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, don't they have, like, not great whites, obviously, but, like, and not nurses. Like, what's in between? Like, is a bull shark in between?
Yes.
Because I feel like we've had,
Bull shark's
like,
more aggressive than a great white.
Yes.
Yeah.
They've been found in rivers.
yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like when we were told about sharks, it was never like, oh, hey, the nurse shark. Although, like, yes, you saw the nurse shark, but, like, whenever they were tracking sharks, it was bigger ones, like bull sharks and
Right.
stuff.
Yeah.
Hammerheads.
Yeah.
Mako sharks are fast as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Heck yeah.
60 miles per hour.
Dude, sharks are amazing.
They're really cool.
Michael eventually lands and he sees his grieving mother. And then they run into a bunch of old ladies who just don't seem like, yeah, he died.
Yeah.
This is fine. And I'm like, I'm confused.
Well, even at the funeral, she's like smiling and stuff, and like just
I know, she's,
remembering
like,
him, which is,
reminiscing.
you know,
She
it's
was
fine.
remembering Michael. That
Oh.
was Michael, not Sean. Sean didn't do the thing with the hand.
Oh.
The dead
Yeah.
child?
Well, I noticed,
Awkward.
like, yeah, yeah, I don't know. There's some weird stuff about like flashbacks in this movie.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, second a drink of water. Oh my word. There were scenes that she wasn't there, and she's having flashbacks to
Yeah,
them.
exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm like,
What the fuck?
it's really kind of like the movie is like riding on the first one with that kind of stuff. They're like, remember this movie was great. Check us out. I don't know why I
We
said it like
watched
that.
that one.
Yeah.
Hey, you remember when the son that didn't die was mimicking the grieving the dead husband? I remember that at my funeral of the son that's dead. What?
How'd you
Yeah,
like
I-
to be the son that was dead in the box, like rolling in his grave? Like, come on, mom, you
Yeah,
can't
Mom. Jeez, you don't even know me.
remember me. Yeah, you don't know me.
I'm the one that stayed around and hung out with you. Michael
Didn't go
moved
to
to the
the
Bahamas.
I stayed in the cold. And this is how you treat me?
Yeah, Sean's rolling in his grave for sure.
Yeah. No, he's happy about it, I'm sure.
Yeah, probably. But you know what? You know what I always do, Tim?
Hmm.
And I'm sure you've done this too with Rihanna. Like, you know, when I'm walking on the beach talking to Sam, I just randomly sprint away sometimes.
Yeah, I've never done that, and I assume you've never done that.
No!
It was like
was just me.
mid-sentence.
Yeah, he's just like, see ya, boy! I don't
It
know.
was
I don't
so
remember why he
funny.
did that. Did he literally just do it to do it? I don't remember.
Oh, sometimes me and Sean like to run on the beach. It was something like that.
Yeah.
And then he just sprinted.
Ah.
Like, what? I don't know.
He just likes to run, man.
So I will say there's a lot in this movie that's like that. Like the writing just seems a little funky. Like a lot of the banter, a lot of the conversations don't feel like anything. They're just kind of like
Yeah.
talking and like filling space. I feel like there's a lot of dead time in this movie. As we said already, that it feels like
Yeah.
the movie's really long. And I think that's just because they just do a bunch of random stuff in it. I don't
Yeah,
know.
like the plot is Sean dies, which you need for a shark film. Somebody has to die at the beginning.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
that has to happen. And then grieving family, and then they go to the Bahamas, which Hoagie, what the fuck, Michael Caine?
Yeah.
Hoagie's the best character. I don't care.
Straight up, apparently, Michael Caine got paid $1.5 million in 1987 to do this film.
Uh-huh.
Nice.
It took him he was there for 7 days and was in the Bahamas the whole time.
That's awesome.
The
So-
dream.
So, like, I'm sure he
Who
does.
really
he has
would?
fond memories of doing this
You
film.
can
right?
definitely tell he's very relaxed this whole time.
Yeah.
I know.
I think he's just kind of chilling, you know?
Yeah, and I feel like I would not get into a plane with him. I'm just saying, like when they first are coming in, and he's like, "Yeah, houses get really close, houses get really small," and I was like, "Oh my god, no!"
I'm not a certified
And-
pilot.
Yeah, and that little girl was annoying as fuck.
Yeah,
Oh
she's kind of weird.
my god, she was so annoying.
Spoiled.
And also, I wouldn't let her drive the plane. She
I
can't
wanna
fly
drive
the
the
plane. So anywho, so that was my beef with Hoagie, but the rest of it was fine, I guess. He was a fine character. He just was a little
Little much.
liberal with his plane.
At least he doesn't put bombs on dolphins.
Did somebody put bombs on dolphins?
It was like an off-topic line from Michael talking to Jake.
Jake, yeah, not Jack.
What?
Yeah, they were talking about how they needed more money. They needed
Yeah.
more grant money.
Okay.
And Jake was like, so-and-so's offering us money. And Michael's like, I don't want to work with them. They put bombs on dolphins.
Yeah.
That's
I was
just
like,
an example of the ridiculousness in this film.
Right.
While-
I don't even know.
I would agree with that. I wouldn't want to work with somebody that puts bombs on dolphins.
Yeah.
So
It's like,
it's just so weird.
yeah, it's oddly specific. It's like when you go to like do the springs, kayak the springs and like swim in the springs in Florida, there's a whole manatee season, and so you have to watch like the manatee video, and one of the things that it says is don't stand on the manatees. And I'm like, who the fuck stood on the manatees? You know somebody had to for them
That's
to
the
put
only
it on
reason
there.
for them. Yeah.
Like, it's like putting bombs on dolphins. Like, what the hell, man? But I just wanted to say that this movie has too many humans in it. Like, there's way too much, like, slice of life bullshit.
Yeah.
I like slice of life films.
I usually do, but it's a freaking shark movie. I want to see death.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
That
that's
gets
what
me
it's-
into my... Go ahead, Tim.
I was disagreeing.
Okay. I was going to say, so that brings me to an interesting point.
Okay.
This movie, you guys noticed that Michael was just always pissy with Hoagie.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, seriously?
Aren't you a little old for this? But anywho, continue.
Yeah. Apparently, in the original script, there was a whole subplot with Hoagie actually smuggling drugs onto the island.
Oh.
And they basically got rid of it because it took away from the shark.
Yeah. Well, everything
Yeah.
else took away from the shark.
I was gonna
still.
say the whole thing was kind of like taken away from the shark. I don't know.
I feel like I would have preferred a subplot like that versus like, look at us around
Everything
the couch
else?
having dinner. Look at us going to a New Year's Eve party. Like, I don't know.
The world would be a better place. I can't do the voice. The world would be a better place if more sons danced with their mothers. And I was like,
Yeah, take notes, bitches.
what a weird it feels so out of place in this film.
Honestly, it feels a little sketchy. I don't like it. like if you're talking
She
about
was living with her first son, and now the second son is dancing with. I've seen this on like Hornpub or something like that. I think.
But seriously, like, what is this doing in Jaws? Like, why do you have a quote like
What?
that?
It just seems out of place.
No, my.
Ay. Only so much you can do.
I know.
It's true.
What did you guys think of Jake?
I liked him.
He's fine.
He was probably the only character I was a fan of.
Yeah, I was gonna say the most likable character.
Actually, I would say I liked Hoagie too.
I mean, yeah, I liked it. He was the best character, but I think the most likable would be Jake.
Yeah,
Hoagie's just kind of there.
Yeah, the Brody family is just worthless to me.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, I don't really give a shit about him.
Especially the mom. Like, how she was, like, gung-ho about this fact that, like, the shark has tracked down her whole family this whole time and killed all of them.
This completely, like, their perspective on, like, it being a shark movie was completely changed. It felt more like a supernatural movie. Like a ghost or something is attached to her. You know what I mean? Like a demon or something.
Yeah,
And,
that would make more sense.
That completely changed the whole feel of the movie to me. Like from a normal like shark movie to like it's literally just a monster movie or like a supernatural demon thing over like a normal like shark movie. Yeah, I mean it's just
something like she can just sense the fucking shark. Like what the fuck?
Let me stare off into the wilderness and be like, oh, a shark is there.
Yeah,
that's like the whole movie.
Yeah, it was really weird. Like she's in the middle of the Bahamas Junkanoo.
Mm-hmm.
That's their like New Year's celebration.
Their festival, yeah.
And she's like, "There's a shark here." The fuck? We're on land. How Hoagie was dealing with that? I think he just wanted to fuck.
I think so too.
I loved his reaction though. He's like, "Are you okay?" She's like, "I'm fine." He's like, "No, you're not." He like very clearly, "Nope, you're not."
You clearly are not okay. You need psychiatric help.
Yeah.
Like, clearly, you think your husband died from a shark. He died of a heart attack. he was always living in fear.
Yeah.
Huh?
Was he?
Was he like? I mean, if he could just stay on land, then I don't really see sharks eating you on land.
Yeah. I also don't really think. No, I know a shark is not going to hunt your whole bloodline. It's got better things to do than follow you all the way to the Bahamas. You're so self-centered, you bitch.
I mean, I think we talked about this. Like, a shark isn't going to like sit there and attack you.
Yeah.
If it can't kill you in one bite, it's like, that's a lot of work.
Yeah. We definitely talked about sharks for like 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, probably.
Had to have been.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They first see the shark. Jake is just like so excited, and I'm like, I mean, I get it. You're doing conch shells, and a shark is in the Bahamas when it's hot as
Right.
fuck there.
Yeah.
I would be probably pretty fucking excited too.
Yeah.
And then he has to sit there and rant to Michael for like 2 minutes, and all he gets back is like,
Grunt.
and I think that might be giving him more words.
Probably.
Because like they would just pan to Michael, and then
He'd just be staring.
yeah, and then Jake would go back to talking. Which apparently the actor wrote all of his own lines.
Jake?
Yeah,
Nice.
Interesting. I wonder why that was.
yeah.
Was
I
he
did
part
too.
of the? Was he one of the writers for the movie?
I forgot to look at that,
Hmm.
but I read that he wrote his lines, and I was like, that's kind of cool.
That is kind of cool, especially since he was the most likable character.
Yeah.
You're like-
Maybe it's because he
you're like
felt the most natural.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, sometimes like when you write, like I like to write in my own voice, so
Mm-hmm.
if you're writing 5 different characters, you might be writing 5 of your own voices.
Right. Yeah.
So doing his own might have helped. But I have a line that says Jake is trying to work, and then Michael just keeps talking. And I don't know what part that was. It was after the scene where he just kept yammering at him.
I don't know.
I'm not.
Maybe he was in the water doing the conch shells or something.
Oh, that's what it was.
And then he's just like yammering on.
But you do know what was kind of insane was that weird ass contraption when they wanted to stick the shark. With the
Yeah, it
ropes.
was. I think it was just supposed to make like it's all Jake stuff, right? He's the technology kind of like engineer dude, and he was like.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was a little over the top with that kind of stuff, like especially the weapon they use at the end, like confuse the shark and shit.
Yeah.
That was just a little much. I don't know. They tried too hard with that.
They tried to do it different than before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sure like that's a very crude version of what it is now. Like that, not the weapon per se, the flashlight fake weapon thing, but like the tracking device and everything. And like, I feel like the heartbeat that doesn't make sense because you didn't.
Yeah.
How are you tracking this thing's heart? You stuck a tracking device on it. You didn't like. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like. Why did they do that over just saying, "Oh, it's tracking the shark and it's within this
Yeah.
many miles"?
X amount. Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
it was very weird. Like, did they do it just to be different? I don't understand.
I don't
Or
know.
like I was thinking it was more like the sound, because you know, like the first movie was
Right.
so well loved for its sound, so they're like, okay, we're gonna try to like recreate that somehow.
Yeah.
What if the
We do a
shark's
heartbeat.
heartbeat was the whole thing?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, didn't quite come off how you thought, man.
Yeah.
Kind of weird.
It was very weird. A lot of this was weird.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, for fuck's sake, after she like steals the boat that is not there, their sequence of events at the end really fucked with my brain. Because they have a barge.
Mm-hmm. And the boat is usually on the barge.
Yeah.
Or next to it or
They
whatever.
dock the boat on the barge.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is that floats in the middle of the sea.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, and then the mom is seen on the boat.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, how? Did you, what?
Wait.
Tim,
yeah. I'm trying to
did
like.
you notice that?
I didn't then, but now that you say it,
Like, they had the whole thing, like the ceremony where they're like, oh, hey, we're going to celebrate fucking Carla's statue. That was not good looking.
No, it was
No.
terrible looking. But that was my favorite part of the movie when I thought the little girl was going to get nommed. I was like, fucking finally.
Oh yeah.
I was like here for it on the banana boat. I'm like, yes, she's going to get mauled. And then she doesn't. And I was like, why are you
Yeah,
doing
some
this to me,
poor
movie?
random chick gets eaten.
I know. It's
It's
because
terrible.
because of her shampoo.
Oh,
Probably.
shoot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Bringing it all together. Sam.
Now,
Yeah.
I did remember that scene.
You remembered the 2 deaths.
Yeah, I remember the beginning one and then that one, but I've never like recalled any of the rest of it because watching it, I didn't recognize anything else.
Tim, did you just like Google
That's what I
shark
was
movie
gonna
attacks?
say. Like you
Dude.
just saw some clips somehow.
Like you just saw clips of the
I had
attacks.
to, or that, or like fell asleep or something during it, like a lot when
Tim
I was
wakes
a
up to
kid.
screaming.
Because
Yeah.
I definitely remember, like as a kid, I watched all of them, like in a like marathoned them or something. And I'm sure by the
Nice.
time I got to the end of it, I was just sick of it. And like, I don't know.
Understandable.
You know.
But there after the whole let's go back to the stupid
Sorry.
statue.
Yes.
I thought it was cooler looking before she painted it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And she just painted it flat, like just red.
Yeah.
Right.
Like if she did like the Bahamas colors,
Yeah,
which I'm
something
sure are more
more,
than just red.
a little more
Yeah.
contrast.
I don't know. I was like, it's a cool piece, and then it wasn't.
Right.
Also, I don't know why it was in this movie, but you know,
They had to
Whatever.
give her something to do.
besides have sex with him, yeah.
Yeah, true.
And argue for no fucking reason.
Yeah, that didn't make any
Well, no,
Big.
Michael was just pissy the whole time.
Mm.
But what were you gonna say, Tim?
I was just agreeing. I said big true.
Oh, well,
He's
I
very
heard big,
pissy.
and yeah, and he's
Probably
just
because
like
her statue sucked. Anywho,
they're just yelling. Why are we arguing? I don't know.
yeah, it was too much of that. Like, why is that in here? I don't know.
Yeah. And then he's like at one point staring out the window complaining about Hoagie, and she just takes off her panties.
Yeah.
And slingshots.
Hey,
him
look, I'm
with
more
him.
distraction of the same thing stuff.
So
I don't
Sam,
know.
this goes back to your thing from Evolution, where the woman is just for sex.
Yeah, pretty much.
You hate that.
Slash.
Hashtag men riding women.
Okay, so yeah, okay, let's just get into it. She was only for sex and was like a horrible character. And the mom was ridiculously unlikable. Like, so, like, horribly unlikable.
She
Yeah.
really was.
Like, they can't find a way to make someone, like, normal. It
I think a
annoys
lot
me.
of that came from the whole like weird connection with the shark too, though, because she
Yeah.
had like a lot of it was like she would just randomly stop and stare, and it was
Exactly,
like,
like,
"Hey,
what the fuck?"
Schizo, what you doing?" Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude, I had like room feelings from this at times.
Yeah, like,
Oh,
kind
God.
of, though.
Sorry, the room.
Like-
Not
Yeah,
room.
yeah.
There's a difference.
A whole new level of, like, that's what you guys want to go with? All right, then.
I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, shark.
I mean, if that was in here, I wouldn't have been shocked. Like, I would have been like, yep, fits in.
But like, yeah, we eventually get her doing these weird flashbacks
That she
of
wasn't a part of.
that
Yeah.
that her husband was shooting the shark, and I'm like, how are you imagining that? Did he just explain it in great detail
Right, exactly.
in third
yeah,
person?
it was
Yeah.
so strange. I don't even know what to say about that.
And then like I started getting like kind of, I thought I was going crazy when like Thea, the daughter, was like doing the same shit as Michael, being like, oh, haha, like that was what her uncle did. And then I was like, wait, that child was dark brown haired in the flashback.
Yeah.
So I Googled it, and yeah, that's how I figured out that she was remembering Michael's thing with Sean in the grave.
Yeah, the wrong.
Yeah. The wrong son.
Like, that alone kind of is
They
like
were
a-
probably just like, yeah, okay, it's all right.
Yeah, it's fine.
Like
Nobody
nobody will
will know.
notice. Yeah.
Wasn't
It's the
Sean
fourth
just a
movie.
child?
Nobody pays attention.
Like, wasn't Sean like a toddler?
I don't know.
Like, Michael's the one
Oh,
that's
you're
trying
right,
to jump in
'cause-
the canoe.
Yeah. Yeah.
I find it weird that it's the same family. It's the same fucking actress. That's the same mom.
Yeah, it's the same mom.
She's in all four of them.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm going to keep
Is she in anything
riding
else?
this train.
We'll find out. But-
And then she also had a
She's not.
flashback of like Sean dying, and she wasn't there for that.
I know!
Like,
I
what
know,
the
yeah.
fuck?
Oh. Yeah,
Dude,
that
her
writing
sharky
was not-
senses were tingling.
Yeah.
Oh shoot.
And I talked about this before, but I love when movies show you what you just watched, i.e., he died earlier in the movie.
Yeah, and
like
they're
I
like-
somehow forgot. Let's show it again.
It's a Clips movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it literally was just like trying to ride the wave. I don't know.
Like, oh, you know
Ooh.
what? This movie could have been like half the scenes with her. You could just put a fucking like soundtrack behind it, and you would have like a music video.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because like, you know, like in music videos, people just like look off
Stare
in the
off.
distance.
I have a
Yeah.
YouTube
constantly.
idea.
Sam's gonna do this.
Yep.
No, Tim
Oh my
has
God.
not fulfilled any of the pro.
Yeah,
no.
Oh my god, we got the beach just down the road.
I feel like you should do it, Adam.
I have the long hair. If
Yeah.
it blows in the wind,
Yeah.
I'll just have to get a weird gown.
You can look like Fabio, you know, while you do it. It would be great.
We better
You have the
get-
best
we're
hair
gonna,
for it.
We're gonna need to go for a tropical storm then,
Okay.
so that
yeah.
we got a good enough wind.
I'm sure there will be one along here soon.
It's about that time, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so how they killed a shark. We kind of alluded to it, but Hoagie, first off, dive bombs this motherfucker.
Which is ridiculous.
Yeah, what kind of pilot do you think I am? Do you want me to answer that?
And then Hoagie is dead, except not really.
He comes
You knew he
back to
wasn't.
life.
You knew he
I
wasn't.
know, is Michael fucking Caine.
Yeah.
Also, young Michael Caine. I don't know if I've ever seen him young. He's just always
That's
been
probably
old.
the youngest I've seen him. Yeah.
And like, I'm thinking like 1987 really isn't that long ago. I mean, it's like what, 34 years? It's 34 years, guys. Anyways. Anyways, so like, yeah, that's a lot of time. I mean, somebody will be 30 and then they'll be 64. So I guess they'll age a bit. Just
Yeah.
a bit. Or somebody like becomes an adult.
Especially if some of the aging was when you weren't alive.
Right.
Yeah. So I think that messes with my brains. But yeah. We got Michael Caine surviving as Hoagie. and
Right.
we're
Well,
like,
before
fake
we
out-
get to that part,
oh,
what
shoot.
did anybody else get the vibes that she was just gonna suicide to the shark and that was gonna be like the end of it?
Yeah.
I was hoping.
I was
100%.
like, she's just gonna die, but then the kid's
Mhm.
still alive, so would that mean there's set up for a fifth one, even though it said
Jaws
this
5,
was the
yeah.
final? I was like, oh gosh.
I don't know. I mean,
It's because she kept staring at it,
Yeah,
like
she was
acting
just, like,
like it was her
watching it.
moment.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
think she was calling it. She
Mm-hmm.
wanted to die.
Mm-hmm.
Also, that's kind of a bitchy thing to do, like just ruin someone's boat.
Yeah, what the heck?
I mean, that boat wasn't in good shape, and they had a fucking sail on it, and kept being like, "Whoa, the engine's not working." You're on a sailboat, for fuck's sake.
They don't know how to sail, man.
Like
they
they
just got
could
the
have,
sailboat for funsies.
they could have at least been like, "Well, yeah, the mast is torn."
Yeah,
Right.
given a reason.
Yeah, give me a reason why you can't use the goddamn sailboat. And it's a motor. That bothered me.
Clearly.
I did laugh when somebody yelled back, like, hard to port or something, and I was like, he wants to turn left.
Yeah, it's true. Did you know that
Oh, I'm excited.
port and starboard, they have the same amount of letters in, that they match up to as left and right? So that's an easy way to remember port and starboard?
It's from something, Sam.
I was like, Tim, you're going nuts. Like, what is happening right now?
I knew that. I forget what it's from, but I know that's a quote from something.
Yeah, it is. I can't remember either. But
Oh no, you did the quote. You don't have the reference.
I always remember the quote, but I can't remember what it's from.
Oh
Yeah,
my
no,
God.
it's like, I recognize this sentence.
Yeah.
I was like, Tim's gone around the deep end. Like,
But they're also at the same time, like, charging at it.
Mhm.
And Jake hangs off the edge of it.
You
and
knew
he's
he
like,
was
"You're
going to get grabbed. You
yeah,
knew.
exactly.
Yeah. And I was just laughing. Because...
He done get grabbed.
And I was like, why are you going to go kill Jake? And then Jake didn't die.
Because there were only like 2 deaths so far. They had to get their death count up, and then they're like, psych! And he ends up being alive, and I'm like,
I still
Do
feel
not
like he
believe.
would have bled out in that situation.
yeah! He definitely would have. What the fuck?
Yeah. No, he definitely would have. Because the way their shark's teeth, they're like...
Serrated.
Yeah, they're
No.
serrated.
Or-
And
They're-
the size of that thing, like,
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I was thinking? That they're probably going to need a bigger boat.
Oh, shoot.
I am honestly shocked they didn't say that line.
I know. Since they were just riding the coattails, they might as well have thrown it in there.
Seriously.
For cereal, man.
But then they're like laser beaming him. And then he explodes.
Yeah.
'Cause she, like, rammed him.
That is...
right?
Oh, my God. It's so terrible. Because, like... That, A, wouldn't happen. And, B... That's from the first movie. That explosion and it sinking like that. That is all just footage from the first one. Is it not?
I thought they
you might be
redid it.
right, yeah.
No, I'm like 100% certain that's like from the first one.
They like didn't even bother
The
redoing it.
explosion and then it's sinking with its head exploded like that. Yeah.
Nice.
I guess I'm confused because they were like flipping back and forth and it made it seem like she like skewered it with the front part of the boat. Did she not?
She did not.
Yes, she
It
did.
exploded.
Oh, she did.
She
skewered
poked.
it
She
and
poked it
exploded?
with the thing. But yeah, there was nothing to explode.
Yeah, that's why I was confused. I was like,
she just poked it with the boat, which probably wouldn't
Would've-
do anything.
it just would have ended up like a shark kebab.
Yeah.
You know?
Seriously.
I also don't think it would have gone through the skin. I don't know. It depends on their speed and stuff, but that's a giant shark. I feel like it would just hit it and be like, yeah, okay.
Slash it would have just avoided it completely because
Right.
it's fast as fuck.
Plus,
Yeah.
obviously, sharks don't act in any way like that shark did. But
No. I mean, yeah. Just, yeah. This movie. Oof. And then they all live happily ever after. Hoagie banging the mom.
Mm-hmm.
Michael banging his wife. Jake banging his wife.
wait, whose wife is Jake banging?
His own.
Oh, okay.
The mom. I was just kidding.
Also the mother. They had a traumatic experience together.
Oh,
You know how that works.
yeah.
Yeah.
Brings people together.
But I have
According
no
to all
more
the
notes.
movies.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm out.
Okay. All right, let's get into this. Ellen was played by Lorraine Gary. Got a little dyslexic on myself there. She was in Jaws.
Whoa.
Jaws 2.
Whoa.
Jaws 3D
Whoa.
in 1941.
She has to,
This
get
was
a
her
little
last
variety in it.
I knew it.
movie.
Of
Yeah.
course it was.
She couldn't be hired ever again. She was eaten by a shark.
She could have, if they did like a ghost movie, she'd be really good at that, like Tim said.
Yeah, she just stares and the ghost appears kind of thing.
Yeah.
So Michael was played by Lance Guest.
Nice.
He's in The Last Starfighter, Halloween 2, and Night of the Wolf.
Whoa.
Now that one has Tim's name written all over it.
Whoa.
And that's from 2014.
Hey, I know what we're watching.
Jake was played by Mario Van Peebles.
Van Peebles.
Van Peebles.
Ooh.
I know. I was like, I love his last name.
I do too.
He's in All Things Fall Apart, Heartbreak Ridge, not Heartbreak Kid, Heartbreak Ridge, and Ollie, like for Muhammad Ali.
Oh, gotcha.
It's just hard. It's weird for me to say that without Muhammad in front, like just Ollie. Like I feel like when I say it, I'm thinking of like skateboarding. Sorry, Sam had a boba fall out of her mouth into her straw. Carla, I'm moving on. I don't care. She's Carla, the wife, Michael's wife, is played by Karen Young. She's in Daylight, Torch Song Trilogy in 9.5 weeks.
Torch Song Trilogy.
Yeah, it's a single movie.
That's confusing. We should watch that.
Louisa is Jake's wife. Is played by Lynn Whitfield. She's in Greenleaf, All Things Fall Apart, and Silverado. Sean is played by Mitchell Anderson. He's in Party of Five, Doogie Howser, and Space Camp. Are you laughing at the fact that he's in Doogie Howser, Sam? He's a doctor in that. Maybe he doesn't get eaten by a shark.
Maybe.
Hoagie is played by Michael Caine. So I tried to look up some different ones than I normally would.
Mm-hmm.
He plays Scrooge in The Muppet Christmas Carol.
Nice.
He's in Secondhand Lions.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's in the 1969 Italian Job.
Yeah.
So if you want to see him young.
Really young, yeah.
Now, the director is Joseph Sargent. I guess they did not get Steven Spielberg back
What?
for this.
I wonder why.
Shook it.
The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3. White Lightning. No, so let me go back to that one. That is the full title, is The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3. Not 3 movies. It's 1 movie.
There are 3 movies strung together. 1, 2, and 3.
No, it's just 1, 2, 3.
Whoa.
He's also done The White Lightning and The Spy in the Green Hat. Now, you guys are like, Adam, what's the tagline of this film? I'm like, this time it's personal.
Oh my god. Of course.
For the shark.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So, Back to the Future 2 came out after this film.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, is Max Spielberg his son, Steven Spielberg's son? I'm just going to make a grand assumption that it is.
Probably.
Yeah, I would
And-
assume.
He was involved, I think he might have directed Back to the Future 2. I don't know. Apparently there's a parody of Jaws, The Revenge in it, called Jaws 19. This time it's really personal.
I love it.
I like that.
All right, you guys ready for the scores for this film?
Yeah.
All right, we're going from the top to the bottom.
Nice.
Google gave it a 57%.
Google.
57. That's the highest.
I'm not surprised the Google gave the highest.
Yeah, I was like, Google's gonna Google. What do you expect?
IMDb gives it a 3 out of 10.
Ooh.
Audience gives it a 15%. So it's less than 15. What are our guesses?
Less
All right.
than 15. I'm
5.
thinking 5.
0.
Wow.
That's rough, buddy.
You don't see zeros too often.
Yeah.
Now, the budget for this film was $23 million. Do we think it went over?
Yeah. Do you think it went over the budget? Yes.
No.
Sam says no. It made $51.9 million.
Yeah.
Oh my.
It
Surviving
didn't
off
bust,
the
Sam.
legacy.
Yeah,
It
had
didn't
to
bust.
have. It's people like me who are like, it can't be that bad.
Right. Just pure
Yeah.
curiosity.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and now Tim, you watched some of Bob's Burgers or a lot of it.
A good amount, yeah.
Have you seen the episode where Teddy is in the shark movie? They try to get the shark there.
I think so. That sounds familiar.
Now, would you flip this on or The Deepening, featuring Teddy from Bob's Burgers?
The deepening.
The Deepening?
It's an or?
Yeah.
I mean,
You had to pick one.
you had to pick
yeah,
one of
deepening, yeah.
them. As would I. I would not flip this film on.
The deepening sounds sexual, but you can continue with.
It's supposed to. It's
With
Bob's
your-
Burgers.
Yeah, with your. So you're not flipping it on. Why?
See last 40 minutes or so.
Interesting.
No, it's like I can't get into this movie. Like I tried, and then these flashbacks would be like, I wasn't there, but we're gonna flash back to this anyways. I'm gonna be angry and not talk to anybody because that's what adults do. I just couldn't do. I did like Jake a lot. I liked Hoagie. I kind of wish they subbed one of the subplots out and put in Hoagie dealing drugs, because then it just looked like Michael being a controlling son.
Mhm.
Otherwise. So it just made him look even worse. Like, the only 2 likable characters were the sub-characters.
Yeah.
So, no, fuck this. How about you, Tim?
I honestly didn't hate it. And I think that's because of the whole supernatural aspect to it. Even if it wasn't meant to be like that way.
Okay. I was like... 'cause I don't
That
think it
actually
was.
changed the movie entirely for me. Thinking about it in that aspect. And it could have been pretty good if it probably wasn't attached to the Jaws storyline.
Yeah.
And it didn't have the writing. It didn't have
So,
a lot of the
completely
characters.
different movie?
So yeah, if it was a completely different movie with the same theme, I don't even know how you would do it. The revenge part, maybe it wouldn't even be that. It would just be the shark is connected to this
Hunting.
person. I don't even know how you would do it now that I think about it. But I honestly was thinking about flipping this on. But I am going to flip it off and just go watch Jaws. Just go watch the first
Yeah,
one.
watch
Because
the
you're
first one.
basically just watching a clip show of the first one.
Yeah.
There are other shark movies out there too.
Yeah, there's a ton of shark movies out there.
And the third and final member.
Yeah, I'm not flipping this shit on.
No?
It's so bad. It's so bad. And I was sitting there like, what is the last movie I have felt like this for? And it was freaking Monster Family. Same thing where I was like, I have to like get up, like literally just let this movie run, and I'm going to go watch another movie in another room and say I watched this movie. Like, that's how I felt about this movie. It was so bad. And there's so many other, like, A, there's the original. Hello, go watch that one. But B, there's so many other shark films that have different stories that are more memorable and, like, just more creative than, like, a clip episode of Jaws.
Yeah.
It was so bad.
Also Christmas.
Yeah, fuck that too. Fuck
I
all
was like,
that.
I was trying to pick a Christmas movie at first just to piss Sam off, and then I still did it.
I mean, even if this movie had like redeemed itself elsewhere, I probably would have still been mad about the first 30 minutes being full on Christmas all the time. So you succeeded in that respect.
Oh, by the way, Sam hates movies being about Christmas when it's not December.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
Doesn't make any sense.
So it
Also-
was deemed to fail already.
Yeah, I know. The first 5 minutes killed it
But
Yeah.
also, Jaws is supposed to take place
in the summer.
upstate, like in, what's that section called? The Northeast. Not the Bahamas.
Right.
Jaws is not a Bahamas film. Like, that's so weird.
But that
All
was
right,
part
but
of it. They were getting away from the death and everything, and then, you know, the
Yeah.
shark somehow swam that far in that amount of time, and then, man.
Also, I mean, like, if you're making a movie and you want to go to the Bahamas, I'm going to write a movie in the Bahamas.
Yeah.
Right, that's
Like,
funny.
don't
It
just-
almost seemed like an excuse to go to the
I know. That's a paid vacation right there.
Yeah.
How can we get to the Bahamas? Let's write Jaws 4.
All right, let's go. Let's do Jaws 5. Where you guys want to go? I was thinking maybe, like, Portugal.
Yeah, sharks live over there. Let's go.
I mean, I wouldn't be shocked. Anyways, so that's cool. We'll move on to next week. We did all hate it, apparently, so that was a success.
I didn't say I hated it.
Yeah, he did.
Well, we all flipped it off, so I count it.
He said that it could have been optimized.
Yeah.
That didn't spin worth shit.
I know. I was like, we're gonna get like.
What is Sam getting? What is Sam getting now? It's Sam's turn to choose a near and dear film.
Oh my god!
Ooh.
Typical wheel.
Yeah.
Typical
This is
wheel.
why season 2 is having its new wheel.
That's okay. Nice. I'm excited to pick a near and dear though.
Is it going to be a movie with the Totopo?
It's gonna be Jaws.
Oh, that would be great.
All right.
Wait. We can't leave him yet. Did we tell him where we watched it? It's on Tubi if you
It's
want
on
to watch
Tubes.
this train wreck.
The
Okay,
tubes
bye.
are
All of them
unique.
are.
Yeah, all of them are.
So go
and
watch-
other ones. Did you see that?
Other like shark movies?
No, fake
Other
Jaws movies.
Other what?
Fake Jaws movies.
Fake Jaws movies.
Saving Jaws, Cruel Jaws.
What?
Yeah. So
Oh
check those out.
my.
Gorilla to Jaws.
Ooh, I would watch that one.
She just collects shark skins.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like okay. Jot that down.
Write that
All right.
down.
Now I'm done. Bye.